Everybody wants something that is completely customized to them. How about getting your house customized to you? We've got some experts here to talk about it. Stay tuned.
Honestly, that's the favorite part that I have. She gets on me. She's like, "You spend so much time down there drawing on houses and doing stuff." That's what I love.
There we have it. A little private discussion we're having here, sharing with you guys. We're gonna keep that in the video. It's because he's talking about private time spending making these houses very custom to whatever the needs are that one of your clients may need. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Cardinal Cowboy, your little castle show, Key Living Homes. Travis, Ashley, the owners, founders of this company. You guys have 37-something years combined experience, and now you decided to take your show on the road and give it to the public after all of what you've learned. Boy, you really have a big advantage here. If you're going to get a home built from scratch, you might as well get one as custom home built. And I'm probably shooting myself in the foot because now none of the big guys are going to say, "Oh, you told," hey. Give me your best spiel, and I'll tell them. But I'm telling you, if you can afford to, and what I found out, it doesn't cost any more. Is that right?
No, not really. I mean, it's everybody builds with the same materials. The markup is the land or where you're at or what you put in the home. But yeah, we can do it for the same price or less than all the other guys, and you get it customized to what you want. You don't have to just go with the cookie cutter stuff that every other builder has out there.
So Ashley, does that make people? That's great to be able to offer that to people. How does that make you feel to be able to offer that?
It feels fantastic. We are blessed to be able to meet with families when they want to make this investment in their future and where they're going to live. To be able to sit down and not give them which beige box would you like to live in, but something that's going to work and flow and truly feel at home. They're not going to have to try to force it to feel like a home once they move in.
There you go, and all that customization. If somebody's built a couple houses, I can tell you a few big mistakes that if I'd known this was an option. Where were you guys 24 years ago?
We were still learning. We didn't have it all down yet.
But now you have it, and there it is. Great to see. I'm putting up your Facebook on the wall here. Some of those instructions. We held those up here. We got some big, might be different ones here, but you can see these plans they've got are pretty extravagant. So we got one of the boards here. If you missed that first show, I became the easel to show the software. Ashley and Travis talked about it, but tell me that I want to get right. What's the biggest mistake people make? Is it because they don't do this, right? If they did this, they would have the house they dreamt of, not the cookie cutter when they walked down this house 3 houses down. Oh, you guys have the same layout we have, except you moved your counter over here or whatever. But I mean, this is something really customized for everybody.
It's really easy to go into a beautiful model home and see these amazing finishes, which are all upgrades. They're not included in what you're going to sign up for.
Right.
To meet with a well-trained salesperson with amazing processes and to go, oh, we can see ourselves here and be rushed into that. It's easy for families to fall into that. Our process takes more time. We're not going to have you in there 6 months from our initial meeting because we have to spend several weeks in doing your custom plans and the revisions that are necessary for it to be what you would like. But I think the biggest mistake families make is falling for that easy and convenient sales process, because you might get in the door faster, but are you going to be happier in that home that was a carbon copy 5 years from now than you would be in a home that you intentionally built with somebody who walked you through step by step of what does your daily life look like? How do you do that with your family? How do you relax? How do you store things? Do you cook? Do you meal prep? Do you craft? And the more we learn about you, I think.
Well, and I was saying, it's not like it takes 7 years. Like, what are you guys, a year?
Yeah,
2 or 3 months more on average?
2 or 3 months more, I would say.
Okay, so only 35% more.
Yeah.
To have a house, 50% more, but to have a house that's all customized. Right?
Mm-hmm. And most of that is that design process. We can still build them from the time we dig the foundation to the time we end up just as fast, if not faster than the other guys, because I have learned how to keep a tight schedule and make sure that every process follows the next process quickly and efficiently, and making sure the job gets done properly. But the extra time is that extra time that we spend to make sure that we do it right, that we get everything that you want in there. And going back to some of those mistakes that we see, one of the biggest things I saw as a project manager for other companies is people would come to their final walkthrough with us and going, well, I didn't know that I could get this put in there. I saw somebody else's house that has these extra windows or a pot filler behind the stove. I didn't know. No one offered me that. No one talked to me about that. And that's what we pride ourselves on, is taking more time to learn everything about you, and how you live, and making sure that we offer you the things that you're going to want in your home. And you can tell us no, but it's remiss on us if we don't offer you the things that are going to help you out in your home.
I'm just over here shaking my head. I'm going, oh my gosh, I mean, how many times? I'll give you another one. Another idea came to mind here. My buddy moved in down the street from me where I live, and he brings me up to his shower, and he's got the shower that has 8 nozzles in it. And I'm like, how'd you get that? He goes, they didn't offer that to you? I'm like, no, that would have been really cool. Now, I thought that might have been, it was a little weird, but I'm like, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know that was an option.
We have
So
one
like,
of those going in
you're
Winfield
talking
right now.
about, is that right? So you end up with, you're like, you don't know what you don't know until somebody says, but when you've got a custom gamut, they can pretty much say, well, we saw this thing on Better Homes. You can be like, show me the picture. And then
Yep, and we'll
you
make
can
it happen.
You can take it and make it happen right from there. That's what I'm talking about, everybody. These are the kinds of things that you don't know what you don't know. Residential, commercial, this is all for primary residence for, and one thing I forgot I wanted to mention there is, why wouldn't you take an extra 3 months to get your house customized? Because you're only going to be there 6 or 8 weeks, right? No, you're going to be there for 30, 35, 40 years for some places, at least 7, I say the average. And I've been in my house for 21, 22 almost now. Why wouldn't you want to take a little bit extra? 3 months is nothing when you get to have, so please, I often advocate, think about why you would want that. Residential, commercial. You do all residential?
We do residential. We also do commercial. We're working on a couple of projects right now. We're building an office space out in Warrenton in the mall for the Chamber of Commerce. We've got a large project in St. Louis that we're helping to manage of an apartment build. So we're versed in all that. I do have background in some commercial. So we will take on those projects. We've reached out on a couple of commercial projects, or we've had people reach out for a coffee shop that we're looking into doing the build for them, and some other spaces. But you know, the process is, while there's a little bit different on the inside and some of the codes are different, the main process is the same. So if you do have a commercial space that you need something, we can certainly take a look at that as well and give you an estimate on it. And one of the spaces that we did win, we weren't the lowest cost by any means, but we did do the same thing that we would do for a custom home. We explained our processes, we explained how things are going to work, the timeline, the schedule, the budget, and I believe we won the project because we had the best overall build and the overall feel of how they were going to get their work done. And
the detail in that proposal that we give you, we go through, once we finalize your plans, we send everything out for a fresh bid process. We never go off of numbers that we just recently did this project and the numbers were here, and we really strive to not have to go back and have difficult conversations and say, well, it's actually going to be just a little bit more. We missed the mark on that. So when that bid comes through, it's so much more detailed than you see through a lot of other companies.
Well, and that's the kind of details you guys get to pay too. And I like what you said there. It wasn't the lowest bid. It wasn't the highest bid. It was the best bid. Write that one down, everybody. Take note. Because you want what's best. I mean, I'm never doing government contracts in a place I was working for. Sure, they always took the lowest. I'm like, the lowest could be the worst, because now you're going to have something missing or something you have to replace, or just not a good policy. But when you won that because you had the best solution for what the client needed.
Yeah, the lowest bid, it's great to save money, and we all want to do it as much as possible. But a lot of times that lowest bid is going to cost you more in the end, because again, they missed something, or they don't have all their processes down correctly, or they don't have the experience to get something done properly. And our team does have the experience in all of these projects, and that's another big portion of what we do. We've built a fantastic team of subcontractors that I've been working with for years that I know. They know my schedule. They know our processes. They know how to get things done right alongside with us. So, we do a lot of the administrative work and the design work and all that, but we got to give a big shout out to all the contractors that work with us, because they really make these things come together too, and they're all awesome.
There you go. Get to know everybody, because St. Louis is a pretty tight-knit area. What service area do you have? Is it pretty much St. Louis and the outlying areas? You go to the metro area, I guess?
Yeah, we stay a little west. We're Lincoln, St. Charles, Warren counties for the most part. We do have some projects in St. Louis. We're in Ladue right now. We're in North County. We were doing one in Hazelwood by the airport that we did. They all turned out great, but we concentrate mostly on the area where we live. We live in Moscow Mills, so we're in southern Lincoln County, but we're not afraid to go out in for the right projects, into the city more. But we do try to concentrate.
And for those who aren't familiar, Moscow Mills is not a mill outside of Moscow. It's a town here with north St. Charles County area. West, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, it's just
Troy.
outside of St. Yeah, just a couple miles outside of Troy, Missouri.
It's where Lincoln County and
20.
St. Charles County meet.
Okay, there you have Lincoln County and St. Charles County meet. Well, awesome stuff. But working in a community like St. Louis has been been a benefit to you, and you enjoy our community.
Oh yeah.
And it's done well there with that. Tell me a time though, as we finish up this first half hour. We got a couple minutes left here. Maybe we can get a couple more questions in here, but. Tell me a time when you had a client that was in a tough situation that you had to come through for them and say, oh, well, they got left. It might have been by another contractor, we won't name, of course, but we had to help somebody that was kind of stuck.
Yeah, I think of one most recently. So we have a client up north of us who was in a tough situation. Her husband is going through some health issues, and we had an initial build and agreed upon a plan and worked through it, and some of those issues turned for the worse, and we needed to quickly adjust what we did. We had to expand the bathroom and make sure that they could be well taken care of that. And within a week, we turned that design around. We got the bigger opening for the bathroom, got all the ADA
project
clearances.
Needed to become ADA compliant.
Okay,
rather
it sounds like somebody
quickly.
needed a wheelchair or something.
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we moved on that, got the redesign done quickly, and made sure that they could be comfortable in the space that we were designing for them as quickly as possible to accommodate the change in their lifestyle right away.
Ashley, you remember this one. Tell me a little bit what you recall.
It's a lot. It pulls at your heartstrings because you get to know the families, and they're going through whatever stresses are happening in their life on top of you coming in and working on their home. This all started because this family member or this household had a septic backup. It flooded their basement. So they weren't looking to do a project. They weren't looking to do a remodel. None of this was planned. And then you add on to that some health concerns. And it is an emotional process for these families. And you do have to slow down and be intentional. And sometimes the right call is to change your workday to make sure that you meet the needs of another client so that they feel supported. Thankfully, we keep a small enough active schedule that we're able to do that. But I know the exact project you're talking about, and we are so glad that they are comfortably and they're just now settling into their home, and they are able to live together on the same floor of their home, cook and prepare meals together, have a bedroom, have a bathroom, and that wasn't possible before.
After somebody who's kind of went through that personally, not directly, but my father, and it was very nice of you to work with them, because once things are like in the case of my dad, the house is already built. There was no, hey, we happen to be making some changes here. By the way, now can we fit a wheelchair? The house is already set. So they spent upwards of $30,000 to make changes to make it ADA easier for him to get his wheelchair in there and to get a bathroom with a shower that they could roll into. But given the situation here, for you to help make those changes on the fly, saved them a lot of money and made life a lot easier for them.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep.
All right. Well, great deeds here come from those who would like to help others, and that's just, it'll come back. I'm sure you might have even got some.
That's the business model, is to do right by people, and that will get around, and in the long run that'll be better for us.
Our mission statement is simple. It is to build lasting relationships as trusted friends and experts with the families we serve, and to become resources not only with the families we serve, but in the communities we serve. So again, we go back to being accountable and having a heart of service, and I think it'll all work.
She came up with that. That's amazing.
That's good. Well, that's a great segue into our break here for some more community fun we got to partake here. But we got one of our superheroes, Brittany here, everybody. We'd like you all to meet, and she's going to tell you about what she's dealing with cerebral palsy. Check this out. Hey, everybody. Cardinal Cowboy here, another leader in our community. Paul Carlo. Paul, you've been working with boxing therapy now for a long time. Tell me what you do up there at boxing therapy, located right here in St. Charles.
It's in Frenchtown. We work with kids with autism, mentally disabled kids, kids trying to come off the street, court ordered. Just put them through a little workout, build them confidence, encourage them. We give sessions where, mentors, we can mentor them and just work with kids that need help.
Well, I worked with Dr. Jose. I got to meet him through you.
Dr. Jones.
And Dr. Jose Jones.
Okay.
And he said, he had a great little conversation with me. They really get to help these kids and every kid can get to some point pretty quickly where they were in trouble or they've had some issue. I mean, God knows my mom and dad kept me out of trouble a little bit. But,
Yeah. Well, we wanted to sit down with a superhero, somebody who's got superpowers. So we picked you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. Brittany has proven so much what is possible if you just keep on pushing, never give up, and never give up and keep going, all right? You just keep going, Brittany?
Yeah.
So Brittany has cerebral palsy, and she's been adopted by a friend of mine. So Brittany was originally adopted by her aunt because her mother couldn't take care of her. And then as Aunt Deborah got older, she said, hey, I want some help. And so your sister now has become your legal guardian. What's it like having Jennifer as somebody you get to hang out with? You like that? Is that fun for you to have Jennifer as your helper?
Here's what I like.
and as your helper around? So what is the most fun you get to have?
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwish was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. So there you have it, everybody. Now, media has really changed the way we communicate and how we get things done. Pick up our book here. I wrote the foreword here. I said, Kurt, you essentially wrote the first chapter, but I'm like, we wanted you to write about it because we know you know what you're talking about with this whole media thing. Everybody's got at least one phone, maybe two, right? Hello? But we got to keep your name out in front of people, and now we have no excuse because we have phones in our pockets to do this. But how has media changed the way you guys do business now? You've got to use the technology, but also keep it real and paper still, or how do you do your how's technology impacted things?
I'll let the media manager take that over.
I believe in both. I carry a very large notebook with me all day, every day, but I also carry my devices with me. And technology can be our friend. It will never take away the human relationship that we have, but we've recently, something that I'm excited about is switched the phone software that we use. It'll record those calls so I can go back and make notes on a conversation and remember everything you told me that was important to you if my handy dandy notebook wasn't with me at that time. Our website allows people to book appointments, whether it be for construction, design, or real estate services. And then our Facebook page allows us to reach a lot of people, share with them the work we do in the community, the work we do for clients, and the feedback that the community has on the work we're doing. So I think it's largely been a blessing, and we do try to implement a lot of software into what we do to make sure we're efficient and streamlined without letting it replace the connection we're building. Yeah,
so I say technology, you've got to take it on because otherwise you get left behind. But you guys are up on it. You got some great looking pictures there. You got a great photographer, it sounds like.
Yes, and, Aaron Kranz, he and his team are phenomenal.
That's awesome. But then walk me through that process a little bit. I clicked on that while you were talking there to show people the appointments. But if somebody wants to get started, what's the best methods? I guess they can call you direct. There's the phone number.
They can call us. They can reach out on our social media or our website. We have no official way that you must reach out. We'll just respond. Just call us, email us. But once you reach out, we have a short conversation with you that we schedule just to make sure that we understand your needs and your expectations and that we're going to be a good fit. From there, we can schedule an in-person meeting. Travis attends that meeting since he's the one drafting your plans. I take detailed notes through that process, ask some clarifying questions. From there, you get your first draft of plans, and we will meet to present those to you. If you like those plans, you can proceed with an intent to build or a design agreement with us. There's a small fee with that. It goes towards your build price. It just makes sure that as we do all those revisions and the time that goes into there, that we're committed to one another. And once you approve your plans, Travis starts scheduling it, and we schedule walkthroughs during that construction process. So we'll go with you to meet with our cabinet supplier and our stone suppliers and all these wonderful people. You'll meet with your electrician on the job site, walk your property, talk about exactly how you want everything to be laid out. We keep you closely tied in throughout your build, and before you know it, we're at a final walkthrough and checking everything off, and you get to move in.
And you get to move in. There you have it, everybody. That seems like a pretty simple process. It's quite the task to take on here, but when you're organized and you've got a tight-knit group of people, you've got your crews you work with all the time, and getting those changes made. So if you want nickel and you had brass, it can be done, even if you were the money.
We'll get you nickel.
So, it was brushed nickel, I think.
There you
reminded
go.
me. That's right. It wasn't just nickel; it was brushed nickel. And I still have brass to this day. Thought about changing them, but it's too much work. Now I understand. But you guys would have taken care of that. Well, what's the biggest question that people have though before they get started? I can only imagine could be a myriad of questions. But what do you guys most often hear?
Most of the time, it's how much and how quickly can you get it built. So
can we move in tomorrow?
yeah. For under $1. So
For under $1.
no, and that's the hardest one that we have to go through, because we have to put your full picture together before I can get you a price. So, you know, I have some starting prices of about what it takes per square foot to build a home, but those are estimates that we start off of, and then you do your customization on, you know, whether you want Formica or granite or quartz tops, what kind of fixtures you want in there, how much you want to spend on lighting, how much you want to spend on all that, and we do our best to educate you on, here's what we have in a budget. So you can have $3,500 in lighting, or you can have $10,000 in lighting, however much you want to spend. But whatever you decide that you're going to spend, we're going to show you the best way to spend that money and how to get the most bang for your buck with that. And the same with every allowance that we have for cabinets, for tops, for plumbing fixtures, for flooring. So how much is always up to you, but we can give you kind of a starting point and an ending point, but it does take some time to go through that process.
All right, and Ashley, you're the one going through this process with everybody. Tell me,
Yes.
he summarized it pretty well.
I think you did summarize it really well. We have wonderful teams that we work with who are established. They know exactly what they're doing. Stone Trends being one of them, JP3 Kitchen and Bath, and we're able to meet with their teams, and they understand the budgets that we're working with. They present the client what they would like, and if the client wants to go outside of that budget, they'll show them what it looks like outside of that budget, and we can have that conversation too. So we're grateful for all the partnerships we've been able to build.
Well, with that, I'm just looking at some of the beautiful work you got here. So I'm going to put this back up on the TV wall behind us there. This is our 11-foot TV wall, but this is, wow. These are actual places you guys have done the work here, is that right?
Travis was the project manager on that property, and then I later sold it when that family relocated. We designed and built that one.
Designed
and built
That
that
looks
one.
like a showroom right there. That's amazing. And so this is literally, so check this out, everybody. Go to the gallery on their website here, and you can see multiple houses. There's a couple, and these look like, you didn't steal these pictures from Better Homes and Gardens, did you?
No.
I know you didn't, but I mean, those are unbelievable.
Hop in the car. We can go by each one of those houses.
Totally was joking there, obviously. But they look so good was my point. I'm like, holy cow. Must have been just a great photographer, that's all.
We do have an excellent photographer that we work with, and
He has a great camera.
these are, again, a mix of listings we've represented, houses that we've completely designed and built, or just project managed. We've done a lot in the time we've been at this, and we're proud of it.
Well, that's a great work that you guys have put together there, and expertise that is second to none. With literally, like when you've got the whole gamut of what you guys put together for everybody from beginning to end, top to bottom. You guys obviously know very much what you're doing. Check them out, everybody. Go to keylivinghomes.com. Get a hold of them at 636-338-1542, and they can help hook you up. Maybe you get some new instructions for a house right there. You got them right there. You can see what they look like, and hook you guys up with a beautiful custom home, everybody. Stay tuned for more. This is the Your Little Castle Show. Giddy up.